Craig.
He's back.
Greg.
He is back.
At the beginning of every episode, boys, gotta say hi to Craig.
Arrived.
Polite to say hello to Craig.
To Craig,
He does this the service of
recording this for free.
Bullshit.
For free, yeah. He doesn't even charge.
My man.
Well, welcome back.
Hi, everybody.
Hi, everybody. We're so this week we're gonna try something new. We made some characters. We're gonna talk about characters that we made. I'm highly expecting this to be the Joe and Isaac episode, which is good. Mostly Joe. I think this is going to be the Joe episode.
All right. Do you want to start with Joe or end with Joe?
I don't know why you got to hype me up like that.
I'm hyping you up. No. It'll take you more than 10 minutes to talk about it, dude. You would have talked to me about it for 2 hours last night if we didn't have to talk about it on the podcast today.
You are correct, sir.
Exactly. So what you got to think is just me and Eric hanging out, and you're gonna tell me everything there is to know about this character you've made.
Alrighty.
Because now I'm interested in hearing about it. Because you were so hyped about telling me about it. So
are we starting with that, or are we saving that for the end?
I tell you what, I'll open up with one of my kind of smaller one, and then we'll go straight into you guys' more detailed builds, especially Joe. Joe was like telling me stuff, and I was like, yeah, I did not think that much about.
I went all out on one of them, and then I made another one just in case we needed extra.
Okay.
I want to talk about, actually, I know which one I'm going to start with too, because this is the one I need to ask an exception for.
Uh-oh.
Cheater.
Denied.
Cheater. Denied. So you remember the listeners won't, but you will. What do you need to do?
Sorry. Go on.
No, okay. You remember old Ricky Marmalade from...
Yeah.
Yeah, Ricky Marmalade. What a great build that was. So I took that character, one of my characters, I took that character and reworked it into something not completely different, still a rogue, still using the big crossbow. Here's what I need an exception on. And actually, I don't need an exception. Just if you're willing to give it to me, it's funnier. I have, Oh, he posted. Okay, I know what you just did. I picked an auto gnome as the race. So he is let me grab it right here. He is a level 10 rogue auto gnome. The problem is that an auto gnome cannot wield a heavy crossbow. But I don't want him to wield the heavy crossbow. I want the heavy crossbow to be built into his body. And he transformed, and I've got sharpshooter and everything. I want him to sit on the edge of the fight and like transform like this, where his legs become the stilts.
Oh,
for the front.
He's Bastion.
Oh yeah, he's Bastion. He's Bastion with a crossbow or a transformer. Okay. I mean, Megatron used to just turn into a pistol. Here's the thing: it doesn't matter that much. If you say no, I'll just switch it to a bigger race, and it will be no problem.
I mean, for the purposes of this conversation, go ahead.
Perfect. I knew you guys would think it was awesome. So I won't ever have to get close to fights. It's amazing. I just turn into a little tripod crossbow and just shoot from just like, oh my God, sharpshooter plus crossbow range. I don't ever have to even see an enemy. I could have like a walkie-talkie in my ear and you guys could be like, he's 2 clicks to the left of me or whatever. And I could be like, gotcha. Poof, shoot it out over there.
2 clicks. I don't think.
A click is a long distance. He's 2 feet to my right. And
the max distance on a heavy crossbow is 400 feet. I think a click is a mile.
Is a click? A click is a mile. Well, plus sharpshooter. Not sharpshooter. The one that doubles the distance. I can shoot at super long range.
Does that double the distance? I thought it does. Where you don't get disadvantage for using the long range.
It has now been 2 weeks since I did this, and I didn't have time to read over it again. But we're all right.
Anyway,
so basically, it's just a fun little autonome guy. This is why I wanted to start first, because I know you guys got stories. It's just a cool little autonome guy who turns into an awesome little crossbow tank and shoots people. And that sounded like so much
a ballista.
He turns into a tiny little. He turns into a tiny ballista, and his head, like as he's lowering back, his head lifts forward so he can still see, and then his eyes are like right at the back, so it's like a perfect targeting system.
So he's super creepy,
and his body would just look. You wouldn't even like looking at it from front. You wouldn't even know.
Yikes!
All right.
You guys are no fun at all. Why the hate for all the fun stuff?
To turn into a crossbow?
It'd be like drawing a weapon, right?
Does it have? Well, no. Turning your body into a crossbow is significantly more in depth than grabbing
my body's already a crossbow. All I got to do is assume the position. You know what I'm saying?
Oh.
I'm just picturing you jumping up, getting ready to fight, going, Autobots, roll out.
Yeah. That's exactly what I want to do, dude. I want to have legs.
Cast fly on yourself so you fly around. And
No. I'm changing this. I'm changing this right now. I want to have those little triangular tank treads for legs. And then I just like fold back and just choo around the battlefield. Pew, shoot my bow.
Okay.
Why are you guys not having any fun at all?
I mean,
I'm for it, man. As long as you find ways that don't break the game.
It won't break the game. That's the thing. So here's the thing. I asked for the exception because a small character can't carry a heavy crossbow, but there's not a lot of difference between a heavy crossbow and a light crossbow. There's like a die. I think it goes from D6 to a D8. But
heavy crossbow is a D10.
It's at a D10. I still don't think it throws the balance of the character because I could just as easily go with a Warforged and do the exact same thing. It's just a lot funnier. It's an auto gnome, and his torso is a crossbow that like folds up.
What if your head just folded back and it just shot
out of my neck and
then
like
you
went down?
Grabbed your arm and like shoved another bolt in there, and you were just like a can.
You're thinking like
it goes back.
Yeah,
and you're like,
let's workshop this.
Your shoulders like pop out of the back into the rear part of the thing, and your clavicle comes out, and the string is attached to the clavicle.
Oh yeah. Like a little. That'd be like a small crossbow, and I could shoot from my shoulder. But like it fits. Okay, here and this even fits within one of our campaigns. There's like a known Warforged with wheels for legs. This could fit into one of our campaigns. Perfect. I'm not going to do this in the campaign, but
this used to be how your dude came back. Ulf.
Yeah, he comes back with wheels and a crossbow body. Nah, his would be a cannon. It'd have to be my body was broken, so they had to put a cannon where my body was. I got a cannon in the chest, like a mech, you know, like a.
You load a cannonball into your mouth, and you just like.
And I go boom and shoot it out my mouth. Yeah. You remember that? What was that anime with the guy who his head was a gun? You know what I'm talking about, Joe?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I can't think of the name of it.
A revolver.
Yeah, his whole head's a revolver, and he's like a war robot. It was actually really good. For one season. The second season, not good. Don't watch the second season.
All right, so that's your first one there.
I was thinking, I wasn't picturing it from the shoulders, but that's just as good. What about missile pods while we're at it? Just like, pew, do. They shoot magic.
Just Iron Man.
They shoot magic missiles, dude. Pew, 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 pew.
Did you like roll stats or anything, or get him up to a level or anything?
He's level 10. This is a level 10 build because it's Ricky Marmalade with the elven accuracy.
What all did you take?
What
are your stats and everything?
My stats on Ricky Marmalade were ridiculous. So my stats for this character are insane. My other character is quite a bit weaker.
Yeah, the one I made, I rolled really well on one, then kind of average, and one really bad.
Here we go. My stats on this guy are, once it loads, because I accidentally closed it. 14 for strength, 20 for dex, 18 con, 18 intelligence, 14 wisdom, 12 charisma. Level 10. Okay. That's what he asked about.
All right.
Feats. I don't have this feat. Yeah, I have sharpshooter. I didn't take any. I don't think I took any ASIs because I tried to just take feats that increased my stats instead of taking ASIs. Sharpshooter, piercer. What else?
What
else
is
you wanna know?
your subclass?
My subclass is
It's
a
the
Phantom Rogue.
the Phantom one, yeah.
Phantom Rogue, yeah. So, and this build actually, the original form of this,
Why did you take the Phantom Rogue?
it works to do the extra damage. This build before I redid it into this character for just a hilarious character. The Phantom Rogue is just for damage. Being able to always hit a second target for basically no cost is ridiculous. It was a DPR build. It was a damage per round build. Like, how much damage can I possibly pump out at level 10? You know what I mean? And be really mobile. Like this one, the original build calls for like getting a steed, doing summoning steed and all this stuff. But I don't have to do that anymore. And besides, it won't work anymore if the rules stay the same as they were in the last playtest, because they locked summon steed to paladins.
Yeah.
So this build functionally doesn't work anymore anyways here soon. So I thought I'd repurpose it for something fun. And being a little tank with a crossbow in his chest sounds hilarious and awesome.
Okay.
I was looking for a reason to play an Autognome, because I remember seeing Autognomes and I was like,
a reason.
dang, Autognomes look dumb. And then I was like trying to figure out what I was going to do for my first character, and I was like, a really long range crossbow, little tiny Autognome with a crossbow for a body. That'd be sick. and I was actually talking to someone today about this. I figured that our approach to these characters is, I'm going, that race looks fun to play. How do I fit that into a theme? Come up with theme, pick class, pick subclass, build it from there, then backstory. I figure you guys start the other direction and come at it backstory first, and then build a character that matches the backstory.
I go full. What's the theme of my character?
I get the theme.
Yeah,
I get the theme when I'm like looking at races and classes, because I think of it. I pull up the sheet. That's a fine place to talk about this. I look up all the rules and I scroll through the races or the subclasses first, and depending on what I'm feeling, if I'm feeling like I want to play something cool, new race, I scroll through that and I go, that's cool. What can I build that is cool with that? And then I go through classes and find classes that match. And then once I feel like I have a good class match, I go to subclasses. And then if there's no subclasses, I switch the class. But it's like process of elimination on making what I want to make that I've come up with in my head from either a rogue sounds cool, and I start from there. I pick race, pick subclass. Or if I go, playing a little Transformer Autognome sounds cool, how do I make that happen? I work towards making what I want in my head happen. And then the backstory can come. I can write a backstory around a character where you guys approach it from. I'm going to write a backstory and then build my character. And I find that very interesting. Difference in process.
I did a couple of characters, and one I approached from a story aspect, and the second one, well, I did 3.
You did 3?
But yeah, because I found another one that was whatever. The other 2 I found, or the second one I did by reading through feats, and I was like, that could be cool if applied in a certain way. How can I make that happen? And I did that.
Yeah, that's my process. Find something cool, build a whole character around it.
The third one, I just decided to see how fast I could make a character.
I'll tell you that. Let me give you all out there a pro tip on how to make the character the fastest way possible. Go to a character generation website. Tell it what level you want to be.
The speed at which I can create a character. Okay. I mean, the speed at which a character can move.
Oh, okay. I was like, no matter what he's going to say, I guarantee you go to a website, you say, I'm human, I'm level 5, and I'm a fighter. Go. And it's done. Backstory and everything. If you're feeling extra lazy.
All right. So
I actually want to hear about Speedy Boy.
Okay. I'll give you Speedy. Speedy Boy, I did level 19 just to get the fastest I could get.
Yeah.
So it's 14 levels in Monk, 5 levels in Barbarian.
Okay.
So at 14 levels in Monk, you get, what is it? Something ridiculous. It is plus 20 feet no, plus 25 feet, sorry, of movement
Yeah.
on top of your regular, which I went wood elf, so he's 35 plus 25 is 60 feet already.
Okay.
And then
That's
you go
moving.
and then you go 5 into barbarian, which gives you fast movement, which is another 10 feet, so that's 70. And what is it? I think there's another somewhere. I got another one. I got another 10 somewhere. I don't remember where. So anyway, my guy's at 80 feet. And
Yeah.
the path that you take with the barbarian is the path of the totem warrior. So when you rage, or you take what is it? Tiger? Let me double check.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. The one that gives you more speed.
Yeah, elk.
Elk.
So
Okay.
when you rage, you got another 15 feet.
Woo!
So that is 95 feet walking speed. Plus, since you're a monk, you can bonus action dash, which means you're going 95 times 3, whatever that is. You can go in
Yeah.
and around.
Damn.
So you could also get hasted and then go even faster. You could be a blur if you really wanted
you
to.
could be the Flash, dude.
Holy cow! You're just
Now if you went
moving.
if you
Never
went
get caught ever. You're like, all right, guys. The
you
devil's
went
coming. I'm out.
the only way you could be faster is Aarakocra, right?
Well, yeah, if you take a fly speed, but that's the fastest walking speed you can get.
Oh yeah. You
Um,
could be like flying around all super fast, swinging by. You don't even have to swing. You could just hold your sword out to the side and run past them or fly past them and just let the blade hit them. You know what I mean?
So yeah, and with let's see, with haste, you get.
He's a monk. He's doing that thing where
He's
like
a willing creature.
he's doing the
Speed is
thing like Demon
doubled.
Hunter. He's like tensing up his legs and shooting off super fast. You know what I'm talking
So
about?
okay,
Joe knows what I'm talking about.
So time and then times 3. So haste doubles your speed. So if you get
Okay.
all your stuff going beforehand, you're at 95. Double that to 190, and then because you can bonus action dash, that's 570 feet around. So
You're cooking, dude.
570.
You're like, I'm gonna run up
feet.
that mountain here in 5 seconds.
In 6 seconds.
Seconds.
How many meters
miles
per
per
second
hour.
is it? Oh, to miles per hour.
Convert feet per second to miles per hour. That is what I'm looking for.
How many
Okay,
feet per
so
second is it?
If we
What's the total? I'll do the math. for you real
570
quick.
in 6 seconds. So divided by 6.
You're moving 95 feet every 6 seconds. That makes sense. because you're doing
95 feet a second.
a second. Yeah, sorry. 95 feet
So-
every second.
95 feet a second
Well-
to miles per hour is 64 miles per hour.
Wouldn't it be
He's moving, dude.
wouldn't it be 190 feet every 6 seconds on a regular round?
On a regular
Because a round is 6 seconds, right?
Yeah, but if you move, bonus action dash, that's
The more
570 feet.
The more impressive thing about all this, how fast did you say?
At max speed, that is 64.77
Okay,
miles
so-
per hour.
Here's the more impressive thing than your top speed is that there's no ramp up in run speed in D&D. So you're
Yeah.
going 0 to 64 instantaneously.
You're like, you want to see how you blow out your Achilles?
Wham! And you just go, dude. You're going from 0 to
I guess
64.
technically it is 0 to 64 in 6 seconds. Right?
No,
that-
I don't feel like there's a ramp up at all. I feel like when I think about D&D, I think my character is like busting into a full sprint, or he's just kind of walking around. Do you ever
Okay,
have
there
you ever
That's
been in a
not
fight and be
asking
like, "Dang, I'm gonna jog over there." You say you're gonna run over there. So if you're you could bounce, but how could anybody even get an opportunity attack on you? There should be advantage. You should get.
I guess
You're incredible.
Okay. I think that you could actually go a little bit faster because of
Well, you get
Tabaxis?
items too, right? No, what else are the fastest base race?
Well, I think that you get when you move on your turn in combat, you can double your speed until the end of your turn. Once you use that trait, you can't use it again until you move 0 feet. So for one turn,
Oh, for one turn, you go
you
twice
could
as
go
far.
120 something miles per hour. The next turn, you got to stay still.
You're like, man, I'm pulling out all the anime references. You're like Killua in Hunter x Hunter. That's his thing. Like he gets the god speed and he runs super fast. That's you, dude. You're just
So there
like
you go.
taking off like a lightning bolt. See, that's a hilarious. That's great. That is a funny, awesome idea. Fantastic.
Yeah, I guess
All right.
you'd only get 30 instead of 35, so it would be slightly less than 120 miles per hour, but it would be very, very fast.
It'd be very fast. And from a dead standstill to a full heat in instantaneous
You
5
are
feet.
effectively the Flash.
Yeah. It's nuts. If I was a DM and you built that character, well, I guess you're level 20. I'd just give you dumb shit anyways. What does it matter? Balance is out the window once you're like level 15 plus, it's like balance doesn't exist. We're just kind of like making up these numbers as we go, I feel like. All right. Joe?
Start out with my big.
Yeah, let's start out with the big one.
Jam. I started full backstory
Okay.
for this one. That's how I decided everything with the class, with like my subclasses and what classes I delved into. I did level 10, and I'm 8 levels into rogue, 2 levels into fighter. And backstory wise, I kind of started with my character's family.
Yeah.
His family runs a Assassin's Guild that is contracted by like an empire in a campaign,
Gotcha.
and they're widely feared as like, these are the guys, these are the top notch, they come for you.
Yeah.
Well, it turns out at the place it's like a really big family. They do it all.
Okay.
And it's like you'd go there and you wouldn't imagine that these crazy psycho assassins are this fun loving happy family just getting along like nothing. But
But they
my
just murder people
character-
on the side.
yeah, they just murder people on the side
I understand.
and do other sort of detective.
They're murderers, but
kind of
man, the
thing.
vibes that they got are just impeccable, dude. Like you see this guy, you walk up to him, he's like, "What's up?" And you're like, "God, I just want to be your friend. You're just great." He's like, "Fantastic. I can't wait till later when I murder you."
Exactly.
High charisma.
But when I was making my character, I wanted to use a real gigantic, unrealistic sword.
An anime sword.
An anime sword.
Yeah, dude. You want
basically like Cloud, if any of the Final Fantasy VII.
yeah, Cloud or Guts from Berserk, or
Something like
there's a
that.
million
Yeah.
of them, dude. Yeah, big old sword, dude.
So I was like, this would obviously take some. Hey DM, can I just flavor this way? And it doesn't really change anything. I'm still gonna take the damage of a short sword or a rapier, if that's okay.
Yeah.
But it would just be
And I think that's an easy one.
and it would also be part of my backstory as well. So my character is this like super thin. He's muscular, like he's toned because he's been working his whole life
Yeah.
to be an assassin. But he is like 6'1", 135 pounds.
He's a swimmer.
Yeah,
He's a swimmer.
Yeah,
He's Michael Phelps.
he's like
He's ropey.
small.
He looks like Lazelle.
Yeah.
I'll just start out. His strength was my dump stat. It's a 6. Not good.
When he told so he did tell me some of this, and we had a pretty funny exchange where he goes, "But I did have one really bad roll on my dump stat with strength," and I went, "You should really just make sure that you can carry all the equipment that you're holding."
I totally can.
He can.
And I have plenty of more room because I can carry 90 pounds.
Because I was like, go to Sunny Cheeks ended up with a 4 strength. I can barely pick up a sheet of paper.
But you'll understand the implications of being able to carry all my stuff. Half plate
Alright.
armor.
Half plate armor.
But I was thinking, my character grew up. He was like the runt. He's the youngest one. He was the smallest one. So they all get these magically inclined swords. They're not. This is just so I can have this big ass sword.
It's
But,
a magic
everybody gets
item
their
that grows
own
with your
thing.
character.
Yeah, exactly. That's what it would
Yeah.
be. It grows with your character.
Yeah.
Well, you get them whenever you're. I was thinking like 6.
Okay.
So you're a little kid. But his weapon, he's like this tiny little kid, the smallest one. But he's like, you get to pick what it is, and he picks this giant, unrealistic sword that he can't carry.
Yeah.
And whenever you get your weapon and you grab it, it conforms to you. It becomes yours and acts upon to where you can wield it.
Yeah.
So going with that, it makes this gigantic sword weigh the same as the short sword. Or
That makes
rapier.
sense.
So it doesn't weigh anything,
it's
and he gets
magic.
swinging it
It's
around
magic. That's
like
the thing.
crazy.
This is D&D.
But it only, but it's
Anything is
like
possible.
a Thor thing where it only works for him. Other people try.
Okay,
to
there
pick
you
it up,
go,
it's
yeah.
like
That's a good way to
it's
do it.
like super, super, super heavy.
Yeah, that's a good way to do it.
So I was like rolling with that, and so that's how I got my sword and everything. Fast forward to like going through leveling and stuff. I rolled a really good one. I rolled an 18, so dexterity's a 20. I maxed that out, and I didn't have to take any ability score improvements. I was taking feats.
Yeah.
I took mobile as level 4 with rogue, so I leveled up and tried to keep with the backstory going.
Yeah.
That's
So
how-
I did.
Speaking of mobile, that's where I got my other 10 feet. You reminded me.
That's it. Mobile, yes.
Yeah.
I did like training, obviously being the small one. That's what he excelled in.
Yeah.
Speed. So mobile took that at level 4. Then as he levels up and gets stronger, older, not too much stronger, I took those 2 levels in fighter at 9 and 10.
Uh-huh.
And so you take fighter, you get proficiency with medium armor. You
Yeah.
don't have to worry about like your strength being high enough, so I can take half plate. And I took the feat at level 8 with rogue. I took medium armor master.
Yeah.
And that makes it to where I don't have if my medium armor imposes disadvantage on stealth checks, it doesn't
Yeah, it
anymore.
doesn't anymore.
So
Yeah.
I can wear half plate and still get my stealth.
Yeah.
And when you wear your medium armor, you can add +3 instead of +2 for your dex
Okay.
Nice.
to get it even higher. So my armor class is a 20.
That's pretty
and
good.
I can still move
seems solid.
40 feet. Yeah,
Yeah.
I can still move 40 feet. I also
It'd be
did like
stealthy.
I'm level 10, so thinking about that, I took some things I think a level 10 character would probably
magic
have at
items.
this point. Yeah, I took a ring of protection, so I got my armor class up to 21. With the rogue aspect and like my family being from the background they are, Cloak of Elvenkind didn't seem like too big of an ask. It's uncommon.
Yeah.
And the one that I was like, I'm just gonna put this in here because I think it'd be funny, and is the adamantine half plate, just because it's adamantine.
Because I
half plate.
want that.
It's uncommon, but I would still take half plate though, so
I
I'd still
think
be at the same
I think that
21 AC.
with the backstory that your family is an extremely well-known assassination family that is contracted by the government, they probably got enough money to buy you some
Like
magic items.
the family's not well known. They're sorry, I need to go back.
Okay.
The
Okay.
assassins are well known. They're called like, I didn't come up with a name yet, but they're called a certain thing. They're called blah 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 assassins. But it turns out that it's my family, like bunches of like different branches of my family, and my family's the center branch
Gotcha.
of this family.
You're a
They're like
ninja clan, dude.
they're the heads of it.
Yeah.
You know, they're the strongest ones.
Yeah.
And that's kind of why I wanted to go with like I'm the bad one. But
That makes
turns
sense.
out like I have to overcome all this stuff. That was
It's the perfect
the theme of
dude.
my character.
It's a perfect.
Instead of going like I still had like a happy life. Like it's not that. It's
Yeah,
just
you
more
didn't want
like
it to be
a,
depressing.
I gotta prove
Yeah, I got
myself
that.
instead of
I'm tired
I
of depressing characters
yeah,
too.
I was trying to get away from that. And I was making something that I want to play.
Yeah.
So this is probably going to be one of my next characters.
And he's
Obviously,
not a sad.
I can't be this far into his backstory, but
Yeah.
I'm just.
I mean, if you started at level 10, you could be that far into your backstory. Like if you were starting a campaign at level 10, your DM said, "We're starting at level 10." I think it's totally justified to write your backstory up to level 10. Yeah. And assuming that you're level 10, that's where you want to start.
I did what is it?
You're building like the perfect
with the archetypes, level 3, I did on the roguish archetype, I did the inquisitive.
Yeah.
I was trying to keep to that like assassin-y, investigatory feel to
information
it.
gathering.
I went higher, like obviously I got my dex really high, but I tried to get my intelligence up, so my int's a 16.
Yeah.
My passive investigation's a 21.
Dang.
I got that up really high. My passive insight's 15. Insight's pretty good. I don't remember how I got all of the like.
This is the first character he made this 2 weeks ago, and we got delayed. So if it seems like we're not as familiar with these characters as we maybe were a week ago, at one point 4 or 5 days ago when we were supposed to record, because like I'm not gonna act like I remember these things. I don't remember anything. I was ready for Friday, and then when we called off the recording on Friday, it just went boo out my head, and like it was a holiday weekend. I didn't look at it all weekend, and then today I was like, today's the only day we can record. So that character sounds awesome. That character sounds like a anime character through and through, and I love it.
That's what I went for, basically. Yeah, I
want a cool ass anime character that's not a fucking sad boy. He's happy and he loves killing people, so he's living his best life. He's vibing. Him and his family, they're vibing hard, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds good, dude.
But I have half plate, and I'm still ultra sneaky boy. So like, my stealth is a plus 13, sleight of hand's a plus 13, investigation is a plus 11, acrobatics is a plus 13.
I feel like even if you didn't have the strength capacity for the half plate, you could describe that away. I almost feel like. You're like, this is special half plate that my family makes.
Half plate.
Yeah, or it's mithril. Or we're the first one. We drilled a bunch of holes, not big enough for a sword to get through, but enough to block, and that reduces the weight significantly, but still is very protective. You know what I mean? Like, just weight saving measures, dude.
It's made by Nike.
It's made by Nike, dude. Yeah. I've got one of those air pumpers.
Oh yeah. Sorry, this is one of the main things about my character. I just didn't even talk about it. They're all changelings.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Changelings. That's another big thing.
You gotta have it, yeah.
Helped. But my character, another thing I wanted to add, apart from being the runt, he's not able to change. So a big thing that he does, he
just looks like a change.
He always is wearing like a mask that's covering from here down.
So you got scary eyes.
Scaring everybody.
Yeah. So, and
I
have the cloak of Elvenkind, so that's always up. So he has just like creepy eyes peering out of this cape, and of course the colors and the outfit would be a dead giveaway of my clan.
Yeah,
coming to kill.
It's perfect because when you're that famous, everyone thinks, who's this asshole cosplaying as an assassin?
Yeah.
I like it.
That's enjoyable. Yeah, that's fun. I like that.
Yeah.
A nice fun.
And the inquisitive rogue type man fits this really well what I was trying to go for. The Ear of Deceit, whenever you make an insight check to determine whether a creature's lying, you always treat it as an 8, the roll, or 8 or higher. So
Oh,
if
it's
you
got a
roll a
minimum.
1, it's a
got a minimum
minimum
roll.
8. So I'm right now at bare minimum. I'm rolling a 13 because I think it's
That's pretty good.
pretty decent. Then Eye of
But don't be
Detail.
over rolling.
You can use a bonus action to make a perception check on the spot to see if there's a hidden creature or a hidden object. So if you're in the middle of a
Okay,
fight, you
yeah.
can like,
I gotcha.
instead of using your action to look around for any other invisible people or something, you can just use a bonus action.
I feel like that's a feature that
This was
won't
the
get
main
used very
one.
much.
Insightful Fighting. As a bonus action, you can make an insight check against a creature, and you can that you can see that isn't incapacitated. They must make a contested deception check. If you succeed, you can use your sneak attack against that target even if you don't have advantage. So I always use
okay.
sneak attack after I use that, and I can use that as much as I want.
Perfect. That's awesome.
And it's just a bonus action. I don't lose a turn trying to get it off.
Yep, you just lose your potential disengage or dash or whatever. But
I
Who
wanted
wants
to
to
be
disengage when you're
I
a
wanted
man?
to be a rogue that did everything one-on-one, like by himself. That's kind of what these are assassins that one by one they go out and kill their target alone. Kind of a John Wicky
I gotcha.
theme to how awesome they are.
Yeah, I understand. Would Swashbuckler have worked? I feel like
I think so,
Swashbuckler
but
is the one-on-one.
the things that I like are the
Yeah, it's
additives of
thematic
like
stuff you want. Yeah, I
thematic stuff, and
understand.
that's what I was going for. I wasn't really going for the mid max.
Yeah, I understand. That's sick. See, that was great.
That's why I took 2 levels of fighter just so I could get medium armor. I could get medium armor, and then I was like, I'll take another level so I can get action surge. And that makes more sense, so I can just tee off on somebody on a round.
Smoke them with
Yep.
your giant sword, dude.
Yeah, exactly.
Chop them right in half.
All right. Do you want to go
Who's
again,
next?
Eric?
Do I want to go again?
I got 2 more, but one of them I don't. Well, neither one's going to take a very long time. So
Neither one's. Mine's not going to
Yeah.
take an exceptional amount of time either. I knew that Joe's would be the big one, and that I would be on the back on the smaller end. I'll do mine.
Okay.
I made another character. I made a level 7. I made this one with Michael's weird stat rolling thing because I
Yeah.
was kind of building a character that maybe I was wanting to actually play instead of a complete hilarious build like my last one. This one is a Reborn Monk, level 7. Reborn is from the I can't remember the book. From the Van Richtens, I think.
Oh,
They're
it's
like
the
a
lineages.
yeah, it's like a lineage. So
Okay.
you're like a ghost almost, like a pale ghostish kind of figure. Didn't seem I wanted it because it fit thematically, not because it makes any sense. I don't even think it makes sense outside of Van Richtens. So Reborn Monk, level 7 Monk. My stats are okay. 12 for strength, 17 dex, 13 con, 10 intelligence, 16 wisdom, and then I've got a really poopy charisma because of the way we did those stat rolls in that campaign. So I have a 4 charisma. I don't know how I would play
fits
that.
thematically with your ghostiness. Like no
Yeah,
one's
I'm
gonna.
like, yeah, I'm like a ghosty pale dude. I don't like people, right? I'm dead and I'm trying. So like the main feature is, and I thought it would fit into the campaign because we have a world where people don't really die; they turn into ghosts and like just vanish. So it fits into the campaign thematically. I don't know how I would play for charisma realistically. How do you play someone who has that bad of a charisma? You just don't say anything. Is what I feel like is the play almost. But
You could take. You could, if you wanted to really get into it, you could take like low charisma, but
uh-huh.
then take like skill expert and get expertise and intimidation.
I think it's too low because I have a -3.
Okay. Well, for later levels, it could work.
So if I
Or you
took
could talk to your DM and let you use like strength as your intimidation.
is expertise allows is double initiative, right? Or I mean double proficiency.
Yeah.
Okay, then I would have a +3 intimidation if I got expertise.
And then like I said, and then you could have your talk to your DM about letting you use.
Yeah,
like,
I think
a
that
different
that
stat
could
for-
work. Yeah.
But anyway, you could play it like that. You could just be like, I'm scary.
So that's the part I still had to
Nobody
workshop.
likes
That's the part I had to workshop still. But everything else is done. So I'm a level 7 shadow arts monk, which is so cool. I haven't looked at monks seriously as a character in forever. But man, this shadow arts one is freaking sweet. I can like teleport to other people's shadows and I can move around the battlefield really efficiently. It's not very min-maxed because monks just aren't that good, but it has a lot of really cool thematic abilities that are perfect. And I'm going to wield a spear, I think is what I had in here. Yes. Spear.
Play a monk and tell me they ain't tough, dog.
Huh?
Monks are strong, dude.
Oh.
You can literally KO a guy and not let him move.
Take some lucky rolls.
Yeah, but they're not. I mean, like, in a sense, they're a very good support class. If we're talking raw min-max damage, they are just barely okay. And their AC is not that great. And, like, they take a lot of things to go right to be good. I don't want this to be another, like, class breakdown where I'm just going to, like, absolutely dunk on monks here for a minute. But
they can be good if you build them.
They can be good, but they're not like if you're optimizing for damage, you're not picking a monk. I don't think.
I think if you're optimizing at all, you don't play a strength monk.
You don't play a strength monk. No, I'm not a strength monk. Mine's Dex and Wisdom.
Yeah, that's what you should be.
Yeah. I can do. Let me see. What are the actual?
Well, what's the deal here with your character?
Okay, so how it fits into the campaign, is that what you want to know? Or like what's its backstory? The thing about the backstory on this campaign, on this character is, I'll just go there. Thing about the backstory is, I don't know. It's an amnesia thing.
Oh, okay.
It's built into the race that at whatever point they come back, their memories slowly come back to them kind of as they experience events that were similar to the events that happened in their life. So I could come up with an outline and hand that to the DM, and then they could feed different parts of it, like come up with the stuff in the middle and then feed that stuff to me as we play, depending on how long I've been dead or what it is in relation to the story, right?
Mhm.
And it gives a pretty decent way for anything to be revealed that needs to be revealed at any moment. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
just an easy out for the DM, I feel like. Just like it's similar, it's in a similar vein to like Ulf, even though I didn't know that when I made him. It ties into the older part of the campaign and lets like information that would otherwise be hidden to us completely be hinted at. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's a character that I not only think would be fun to play from a maneuverability standpoint and from a theme standpoint, but it fits into the story nicely. It allows for information that we maybe otherwise wouldn't have gotten through flashbacks. I think there's even a mechanic for it. Knowledge of the past. When you make an ability check or that uses skill, you can roll a d6 immediately after seeing the number on the d20 and add the number on the d6 to the check. You can use this feature 3 times before each long rest. So I just get to add a d6 to any of my like knowledge checks, basically, or any skill.
Okay.
And what else? Shadow Step is one of the main things I took this for. When you are in, oh man, I didn't see that. I can teleport 60 feet to an unoccupied space you can see in dim light or darkness. And then once I do that, I have an advantage on the first melee attack I make before the end of my turn. I don't have a lot of really cool stuff because I'm only level 7.
Okay.
I took the mobile feat because why wouldn't you take the mobile feat
This is fantastic.
on a character
Really
like
good.
this? Because it's very extremely good. Yes. I have 55 feet of move speed, and I wasn't even looking at my move speed.
That's how
It's-
monks work.
Yeah, it's easy to get a lot of move speed as a monk. That's for
Mhm.
dang sure. But that's pretty much it. If you got any questions, I will take them now.
I got nothing.
Field me into some
was great.
questions. No. 10 out of 10 right out of the gate. Thanks. I don't. Yeah, that's fine. That's all I need to say.
Okay.
I don't need to expand anymore. Perfect.
All right. I'll give
It has-
you.
Yeah, go ahead.
Give me both of them. The first one. Okay, I'll give you the first one. and it's
Just
pretty
pick the
quick,
one.
so-
Pick the one that you think is going to be the most interesting because we only got like another 15 minutes and we're done.
Okay, well then I will give you the one that I got from the feat. So this is to make a solid tank.
Okay.
Okay. So level 7 is what I had to do to get this going because it's a multi-class. So you go Hill Dwarf. I just use standard array. Hill Dwarf. I think I changed the origin thing, so I gave him Dex instead of Con, I believe. But
Yeah.
Hildorf, Monk 4, Barbarian 3. You go Kensei Monk.
Okay.
So when you got your Kensei weapon out and you just hit something, your base armor class is 17.
Okay.
Now you take 3 in Barbarian and you go Totem Warrior Bear.
Yeah.
And then I would want to reskin the Rage to just a sort of monk concentration, I don't take as much damage thing.
Like a monk flow state, dude, where you're
Yeah.
blocking and dodging shots better.
So you pop your Rage, you're taking half damage. Your AC is about 17.
Okay.
And every time you take at 4 on the monk, you take the Dwarven Fortitude feat.
Okay.
So, which means that every time you take the dodge action, you can roll a hit die and then add your con bonus and heal that much. So, as a monk, you can spend a key point to dodge as a bonus action. So you can go in, you can rage your bonus action your first turn, go and hit guys to keep your rage up, and then subsequent turns you can hit a guy, spend a key point, dodge action, and heal a D12 plus 2.
Yeah.
Every turn.
Okay. Yeah.
As long as you got key points for it.
You know what I never expected coming into this?
What?
That Isaac was going to make 2 out of his 3 characters optimization builds. Because they're not optimizing for damage, but they are optimizing for something. I never would have guessed optimization
cool,
build. That is cool. I love it, dude.
You're taking half damage. It's not impossible to hit you, but it's not easy. You got a 17 AC. Which you can boost later as you get ASI.
It's not even about your AC. It's about being able to heal. Yeah.
Yeah. So you're taking half damage and you can heal either D12 or D10 every turn.
Yeah, that's nuts. That's super good. That's great. You can pick up a couple in fighter and get second wind too, and an active surge.
You could, but I mean, I feel like no, you wouldn't want to do. You could get action surge. It might be worth it for action surge, but not for the second wind because that takes a bonus action. And taking
and then you're messing up. Listen,
two key points.
You're messing up all the action economy. I understand.
Yeah.
Efficiency talk here. It's about efficiency, ruthless efficiency.
So there you go. There's Tanky Boy.
That's pretty good. You know what I wish had stayed in the game?
What's that?
Old Warforged, like when they first came out.
Oh, the super broken one where you were like, 21 at level 1 or something.
Oh yeah, you had to build a very specific way to get that. But yes, you could get 21 AC at level 1. I think it was a heavy Warforged cleric of the Forge where he could forge his own body as armor panels because that's how they described it. That was fantastic. That's not even the build I'm talking about. Just having a difference between like a bigger, tankier Warforged and a less so. That's just a fun thing, guys. Bring that back. Be interesting for me. Have a little autognome that turns into a tiny tank, dude.
A tiny ballista.
And look, I get advantage for staying still, so it's perfect. I'm coming back to that being a great build. But healing every round for a D12 is insane. That's nuts.
D12 plus your con too.
Yeah,
So
that's
it's
nuts.
definitely, like it's at level 7, that's definitely 3 a turn, and you from 3 to 14.
There's no limit?
Your key points.
You got a lot of those.
Yeah.
Be all right.
Actually, I believe that it uses a hit die. So you can only do it technically, I guess, seven turns.
But if you're having to heal 7 D12 in one fight,
then you needed it. And
yeah, then you needed
it's
it.
Fine.
Yeah, you're okay.
If a fight goes for 7 turns and you're healing it every turn.
Yeah. You got a rough fight on your hand and you were going to use those anyways.
Yep.
Yeah, for sure. What's your other character? What level is your other character? Give a little teaser.
It's just level 3. Well, it doesn't have. It can be any level actually.
All right, you know what?
A quick rundown.
You know what? We got time. You can go over an hour a little bit.
All right, I'll give you the rundown. It's just the backstory is that you were born into a family of sorcerers.
Okay.
But didn't ever show any magical inclination, but you were like bigger than all the other kids.
Yeah.
So you're a barbarian.
Football star.
When you hit level 3, you're a wild magic barbarian, and suddenly like these wild magic surges start coming into play.
Yeah.
It's
a developing character.
The way I thought about it, you didn't actually know who your like parents were, and then that can play into into a story arc within the campaign. Like you get found out by old family or old order members or whoever.
Yeah.
And you're like, I don't know where this wild magic stuff comes from. I just like to hit guys. And they're like, but you're blah, blah, blah. So you
It's going to be like
the wild magic barbarian stuff as a way to explain your backstory.
Oh, well, never mind. That's not going where I thought it was going. What's the plan for higher levels?
It's just straight to 20 barbarian.
Oh, straight to 20 barbarian? Stay barbarian the whole time?
Well, I mean, you could switch it up if you wanted to, but the idea is that you didn't know you were magic, right? So you went barbarian because you're like, I am bigger than most people. I'm good at being strong. And then suddenly at level 3, you're like, this is new. And then
I was thinking like you start training martial arts because you're like, I don't know no magic, and I'm a beefcake. So I'm gonna get over here and I'm gonna join the dojo. You know what I'm saying? And you're gonna go over there and you're gonna learn to be a badass barbarian. You get up to level 1 and you're like, I'm punching dudes and I'm good at it. Level 2, I'm still punching dudes and I'm a badass. Level 3, your magic power awakens. Here you are. You're a wild magic barbarian. But then later on, your magic develops a little more. And by level 8 or something, higher level, you start going sorcerer or wizard or something. Sorcerer makes more sense thematically because it's magic from within. Yeah. And then you're like punching dudes and throwing fireballs like a fucking G at level 20, dude. You're loading a fireball into your fist and punching them and just eating the flames because you're such a hard ass, dude. I love it.
There you go. So that was a quick one.
That was a quick one. That was, I don't know. You should have been like, I could do 2 in 10 minutes, dude. No problem.
I got this covered.
I got this covered. No problem. I got the perfect amount of content left.
You got a second one, Joe?
Yeah, I got a second one. This one is just.
This one's more like my first.
I had an idea. No, I had a backstory idea, and I thought would be hilarious. And I don't really know if it would be like the best for a party.
I love that at least 2 of our builds were pure comedy builds. That's man, this episode is not going the way I thought. We got 2 comedy builds. Isaac's doing efficiency builds for 2 out of his 3. This has been delightful, guys.
This one I was like, I want to be a snake person. I want to be a Yuan-ti.
A Yuan-ti.
Because I want my character to always talk with a lisp quietly. Like with that like that.
Oh, like a
Like
breathy.
parcel
Yeah,
tongue.
yeah. So I did I did level 10. I went to level 10. I did first 5 levels sorcerer,
Yeah.
and then second 5 levels in bard. So I did in the sorcerer I did sorcerer origin, the storm sorcerer. And I
Oh
was
yeah, Storm
thinking,
Sorcerer is freaking
like,
awesome.
I'm from a village of Yuan-Ti that are all sorcerers, and they are kind of hidden away because they use storm magic to conceal their location to make everybody's always heard of this place where it's like, we don't go there. There's storms there all the time.
Oh, okay.
Don't
Yeah,
go
yeah,
there.
yeah.
That's where he's from. That's where the character's from.
It's a
And
village
I was
hidden
like,
by the storm.
yeah, and it's like, so every day he's grown up where they have the storm song where all these sorcerers come out and start doing these chants in
Tell me
Yuan-Ti
what the storm
language.
song sounds like.
And
Is it dun-dun-dun,
He's
dun-dun-dun?
not going to.
but
This is the storm song.
so he like the character like grows to love music. So he starts decides to go travel the world and play music.
Are you gonna be like a breathy
So
bard?
I go play music and I just sing the songs from my homeland, and it's all
You
really.
know, if you
So in Bard, I took College of Whispers because I'm always going. Yeah,
we can't even hear you because
whispering, like-
Discord's cutting you off.
I'm like breathing heavy and whispering while I'm singing.
You sound,
like that's
you
how I
sound
sing.
similar to John Mayer when he's.
You constantly
People are going, what are you saying?
you're doing that thing that like when you can't sing but you're trying to sing a loud part and you're going, yeah.
Just think of like Will Ferrell in Step Brothers whenever he's singing to
I'm not
to
gonna
his
lie.
brother the first time, and he's like all nervous and singing quiet.
Your knowledge
My character's not nervous. He's real confident. My charisma, I think I rolled pretty decent. I think it's a 20.
that would be your top stat. So
Yeah, it's a 20.
Yeah.
So like he's real confident and flamboyant. He's just the way he talks sounds like he's whispering all the time. So whenever he's singing, it's the same way. People like it's louder, but it's still kind of like, why is he whispering?
It's
Why is he
ASMR
talking like
music.
that? Yeah.
It's ASMR music.
Yeah, exactly.
All the drums are just like and you're playing like a muffled guitar. Ding, 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 ding. So that your tiny voice can overcome. You know, I feel like this kind of character requires a specific kind of intense commitment to the bit.
it's your whisper core. You're like Billie Eilish, right?
Yeah, exactly.
I feel like Billie Eilish is singing, not like whispering.
I mean, a lot of
Not like a
a
breathy whisper like what he's talking about.
I feel like you haven't heard a lot of Billie Eilish songs.
I feel like I have heard I haven't heard anything past that. What was that first album that blew up for her? I haven't heard anything past that. No, not the first one. Second, third, I don't know. I don't know where it came canonically in the Billie Eilish timeline, but I listened to one of them and I enjoyed it. But I didn't feel like it was like she wasn't singing in parcel tongue.
a lot of the stuff is like, I mean, people compare it, say that she's like ASMR because she's very close to the mic. She's not like
She is very she like brings it in real close. Yeah, I understand. But I'm picturing like a snake man playing a tiny mandolin going and everyone's like
people are like,
everyone's losing their mind. They're like, why is he
what the
whispering? What is this?
heck?
Why this is so strange? And in you're like sitting on a Discord call going
like if we were back in his village, people would be going, oh my god, dude.
Wow, this is amazing. This is incredible.
He's
They're
so
like slapping
beautiful,
each
that
other on the
voice.
back and drinking beers and everything's really loud, but they're
Like my
going,
parents would be crying in the corner, like he's just accomplishing his
but they're
dream.
weeping quiet tears.
All right.
It'd be epic.
Oh my God. That's fantastic. I feel like I would love to see you play this without
I
without
did
breaking.
I played the voice already.
Oh yeah, you did do the
I did
voice.
do
Yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
voice.
But you got to sing, and that's another level.
Yeah, that's a tough one. I'm like,
You got to be more like Isaac. He was singing when he was a bard. What a man.
That's fun. I really enjoyed doing that part.
Ugh. Oh man. Well, I think we are definitely at time.
There you go.
You guys got anything?
Anyway.
Do we got anything else to say? Anything to end off on? People out there, we will probably turn this into a not regular, but semi-regular format. If there's any ideas for characters that you have, you can put them in the comments on YouTube. I'm trying to work out a way for just audio listeners to reach out. But for now, comments on YouTube, youtube.com/ or at Deft and Dorky. I think they do ats now.
Dorky.
Not Deft and Dorky. That's the campaign. Watch that. The link's in the comments. That's Isaac's campaign. Rules, Jules, and D&D schools. Too much D&D stuff in my life. If there's a character that you'd like us to convert to D&D, I'd like to do some of that. I always think that's really fun.
That can be
Everyone's always got some fantasy character or anime character or sci-fi character that they'd like to see work in their favorite tabletop role-playing game, and I'm confident enough to just build something random and tell you that it's perfect. Guaranteeing
if you
a
have
minimum level of
anything-
quality.
If you have any topics that you'd like us to discuss, let us know.
Yeah, that too. If there's something you want to hear our incredible insight on, just perfect, immaculate opinions that we're dishing out over here raw for the internet, yeah, let us know and we'll probably get around to it because there's not a lot of you out there.
Yeah, get in while it's easy.
Get in while it's easy. If this thing blows up, who knows if I'll ever see your comment.
I can't dig through the thousands of comments.
I can't dig through the thousands, but right now when there's like 5 maximum,
I can see them all.
I see them all and I respond to them all, or I at least give a thumbs up if I feel like there isn't much to say. Those 2 legends in the last episode, dang, he went back and edited that
I
comment.
saw that.
What a boss. What a boss. All right. Thanks for listening, everyone. We'll be back in 2 weeks.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.